Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Rukakodash, and double honor to the apostle of James, and to the bishops, the elders, and all the sincere brethren that labor in the truth like us the world, and to all the sincere brethren and sisters that labor in the truth. I pray that this lesson be added edifying lessons to the flocks, and wherever the Most High want to this message will be heard. And before I begin the lesson, I'll introduce the true name of the Father, which is Yahweh, which means He exists. And the true name of the Son is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, which means the Redeemer or the Deliverer. And is already coming to redeem His people, which is the nation of Israel. And in today's age, you would identify them as the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans, which scattered in all four corners of the world. It looks like they're the nations, and also practice the custom of the other nations. And with that, that would be it for the introduction of the lesson. And today's title of the lesson is basically Comforter, episode 24. And today it's going to be Romans 12 and 18. And let's see what the scripture said. Romans 12 and 18. Romans 12 and 18 says, and I'm going to read it in NLT. It says, do all. So let me read it in KJV, then I'm going to read it in NLT. It says, if it be possible, as much as lie in you, live peaceably with all men. And when you read it NLT, it says, do all that you can to live in peace with everyone. So basically, on your day-to-day life, basically, whatever you're doing, if it's possible, live in peace with everybody. So once again, even though you know the truth, even though you know what's going on in the world, so basically the main thing is don't be overly righteous. If it's possible, live at peace with all men. That doesn't include your enemy. Don't be like a super duper Israelite. Don't be overly righteous. And a perfect example is, if the cup pull you over, don't try to fight the cup. If the cup, even though you're not wrong, let's just say you're driving on a highway on the street, and the cup pull you over. Hey, say, hey, pull over. What do? You go in the corner, you pull over, take out your wallet in your pocket, you put your hand in your wheel, and you roll the window down and wait for the cup to come over. Don't be stiff necked, and when the cop pull you over, be like, you keep on driving, or when you stop, you refuse to cooperate with the cop. Oh, I didn't do anything wrong, blah blah blah. No, you might ask, officer, what did I? May I ask why you stopped me? And and whatever it is, you say, the cop say, oh, you were speeding. You can be like, I wasn't speeding. Or if the cop give you a ticket, don't even try to fight it. Just take it, and when you go to the court, you fight it out with the judge, and you tell the judge exactly what happened. Now, if you be stubborn and say, "Oh no, I didn't do this, blah blah, I ain't stopping. I'm gonna keep doing right this, blah blah," guess what? He might give you a ticket, or he might even do something completely horrible to you. Or if you're walking, somebody step on your shoes, you don't get angry. Or or you step on somebody's shoes and the person curse you out. Don't curse the person back out. You just say, I apologize, and keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. And you'll be surprised when you live peaceably among people, man. Even your enemies be at peace with you. It's even the scripture. Now, if somebody step on your shoe, you get angry, be like, "What the heck was that, man?" Blah blah blah. What do you think the other person gonna do? You think the other person gonna be like nice about it? He's just gonna get angry, and that can escalate to a fight, or even worse, somebody unalive another person. You unalive another person. So basically, the moral of the story is, if it's possible, be at peace with all men. That includes your enemy. And when you act like that, even the Most High will make your enemy be at peace with you. So next one I'm gonna read is First Timothy 5 and 17. First Tim 5 and 17. Oh, let me see if that was the one I was reading earlier. First Timothy 5:17. Let me see if that was it. Give me 1 second. First Tim 5. Where is it? First Timothy 5:17. I'm just was I there already? First, I couldn't be that far down. Oh no. First Timothy 5. Nah, I think I'm way too down. Okay, yep. It says, "Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honors, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine." And NLT says, "Elders who do they work well should be respected and be and paid well, especially those who work hard at both preaching and teaching." So basically, that's talking about those brothers that be laboring the truth for a long time. Those are the seasoned in the truth. You gotta give them respect. You gotta give them double honors. It's especially if they work hard in preaching in the truth. Like when we were talking about the apostles and bishops, the elders, that's spending 25, 30, or 40 years in the truth. You gotta give them respect. You have to give them double honors. It's not like a man pleasing. Because when you think about it, in our day-to-day life, if you spend 25 years, if you spent 10 years in a job, that's a long time. If you spent 15 in a year in a job, that's a long time. That's like you give it like a good portion of your life. A lot of the brothers that wake up in the truth when they were young. It's kind of like when you graduate high school and you get a career, you spent 10, 15, 20, 30 years in that same career. That's a good chunk of your life, basically. So you become a massive of this um, a discipline, basically. So that's why you give the person reverence. If you, it's funny, people always ridicule the elders that be laboring the truth for a while, but then they'll watch basketball and somebody that spent 10 years in the NBA and retire after 10 years, and they give that person a standing ovation or call that person a legend. But someone who labors 25, 30 years in the truth, they ridicule that person, man. Oh, you guys are false prophets, this and that, blah blah blah. So the scripture said, give me 1 second, let me just go back again. um Timothy 5:17, it says, elders who do their work well should be respected and paid well. So elders who do their work well, who basically continue to labor day in and day out consistently, well, without stopping, you gotta be respect them, especially those who work hard. Especially those who work hard. When I say those who work hard, I mean those that work in season and out of season. What is a brutal cold outside? Like the last month was like a. If you live in the northeast, that was like a brutal month because most of us we didn't go out during January. We just do indoor camp because the weather was so extreme that you can't even stand outside. You can't even last 5 minutes outside without your hands falling off. So you got brothers that labor in the truth in season, out of season. Whether it's extremely hot day outside, extremely cold day outside, there's a blizzard, snowstorms, tornadoes, whatever's going on, you just keep going outside and keep pushing the truth. Those you got to give them double honors. especially those who work hard at preaching and teaching. Those who preach hard, who work hard at teaching, basically. So you gotta give them their dues. You gotta give them their blessings, basically. And the next one I'm gonna read is Second Corinthians 2 and 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his device." So basically, we can't let Satan outsmart us and take advantage of us. Basically, what does it mean by that? Because we know we're in the last days, and the main thing like Esau's been working on right now is bringing the MOTB, and he's not gonna come out and say, "Hey, he's a mark of the beast." He's gonna use the celebrities to promote it, like your influencers, your movie stars, basketball players. It's gonna make it look like it's cool. Hey, like a couple weeks ago, that chick called Kim Kardashian wants to become a lawyer. I'm assuming, if I recall, she said maybe she's having like a hard time to start. I can't remember exactly what the video said. Maybe she says she's having a hard time to study for the test, and I don't want to misquote it. But I'm gonna say like if I recall, it's like she has a hard time to study for the test, so she went to like a brain specialist to study what's going on, and the doctor showed her all the brain activities. Her brain is low, and she's kind of like, well, if you get the RFID chips, that can improve your knowledge, your thought process, basically, man. So when you take the test, you don't even have to study hard. It's kind of like when it's kind of like when the RFID chip is like when you watch the movie Matrix, like a program. If you put the program in your brain, you instantly know about the subject without even studying it. So it's like when you watch Neo from Matrix, right? He when he was plugged when the device was plugged in the head, he didn't even learn. He didn't go to like a karate school where you get his white belt, green belt, black belt. The moment he got plugged in, you plug the karate program in his head, he instantly know how to fight. So that's basically what's gonna happen. So Esau's gonna promote using the celebrities to promote the MOTB. Gonna make like, man, it's so cool. Like imagine you suck at math and now you program the math in your head, you instantly know it. So that's how Esau's gonna promote it. It's gonna promote it as something that's cool, something that's convenient to use, and that's how people are gonna get deceived. So that's what the scripture say. Let Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Who's not ignorant of his devices? The elect, the hopeful elects. The 1/3, we are not ignorant of his devices. So when Esau come with all sort of devices, we're gonna be like, that's not true. We're gonna take a look at it, and we're gonna go straight to the scripture, and we're gonna be like, here's what the scripture said. But guess what? 2/3 of our people will fall from it, basically, man, because they have no trust and faith in the Mosiah Yahweh Shai. So they are gonna be deceived. So that's it for the lesson, man. I pray that's another edifying lesson to the flocks. And whether the most I want to this message, let it be heard. And with that, I could say, Shalom.